As the 2012 GOP field takes shape, a brand new poll is revealing how Republicans actually feel about their choices. And this new Associated Press poll showing that 45% of Republicans are dissatisfied with the candidates. 41% are satisfied. Emily Heil is a roll call staff writer, and she joins us now to talk more about this. Thank you for joining us, Emily.
Glad to be here.
Well, people, at least according to the latest polls, are not too thrilled with their choices or potential choices so far anyway. But is it still too early to matter? Is it okay that people really haven't made up their minds?
Well, it's not quite gelled yet. This field, though, is taking shape. Molly laid that out pretty well, and so we do know sort of who the universe is. And this does contrast with a poll about this time last year when people were feeling more favorable about their choices. But the truth is they're just looking at this field and kind of giving it a yawn, just a sort of collective yawn, not individual candidates, but as a sort of menu of choices. People aren't so thrilled this time around.
Yeah, you mentioned that poll from last year. 4 years ago at this time, in fact, 68% of Republicans were satisfied with their candidate choices. So you can compare that to what's happening this time this year. Who do you think, Emily, is doing the best right now? Do you think that there's anyone who's making all the right moves and in a good position as things stand?
Well, Mitt Romney is the conventional wisdom frontrunner at the moment. But like we said, the field is changing a bit, and the dynamics certainly are changing. The Huckabee announcement tonight could shift things quite a bit. And Herman Cain, actually, there was a poll out a few days ago showing that he's sort of an exciting choice for people. The problem is that people want sizzle, but sizzle gets radioactive really quick. You think about candidates like Sarah Palin. Certainly have the sizzle factor. They're not a yawn, but, you know, how does that translate in even into a primary race?
And who do you think really needs to step up their game? If they're really going to be a contender, they really need to get moving. Who's that?
Well, I would say Newt Gingrich has, a lot of credibility. He's an ideas guy, a policy guy, but he has a lot of work to do to remind people, first of all, who he is. He hasn't held elective office in, I think it's been 14 years, and to explain his personal baggage. So he has to do a lot to address that. I think Mitt Romney has done a lot to address some of his negatives. The speech that he made this week on health care might not have quite answered the critics, but at least he's taking that negative on early on, something that's going to be dogging him for the rest of this campaign as long as he's in it.
All right, and we only have time for one more question, so I was going to ask you, do you know or do you think that there's a black horse candidate, so to speak, someone that's going to come out of nowhere that can gel the Republican Party together?
You know, that certainly remains to be seen. I think of any of the candidates who could really shake things up. Cain could be that guy, but that remains to be seen. That's sort of the fun part about dark horses is sometimes you don't see them coming.
Yeah, we'll see. And we also have Donald Trump out there as well. Thank you very much, Emily.
There's that too.
Yes, we appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, engineers opening the Mississippi